Welcome, everyone, back to a brand new edition of Virtue's Brand of Wrestling right here on the BigVitoBrand.com and WrestlingWithWrestling.com over here on Andre Corbeil's YouTube page. And I am being joined by a special guest this time. No, it's not Robbie Vice, but he'll be back at some point. No, it's the Big G from NoDQ.com. What's up, Big G?
What is going on, Virtue? How are you doing on this lovely night?
I'm just irritated. Like, Raw wasn't necessarily a horrible show like it's been. I kind of was waiting around to see the Edge and Orton thing at the end. You know, the rumors circulating throughout the day for the Becky Lynch pregnancy thing.
Yeah.
And I am kind of like furious because not that she's pregnant, like every woman has the right to get pregnant, right? But in the position that she was in as the WWE Raw Women's Champion, following the Women's Revolution, headlining WrestleMania with Ronda Rousey, holding that title for over a year, can't she have some decency to drop the title and then say, hey, I'm going to take some time off to have a baby? Now, Ronda supposedly did that, even though she's never got pregnant. No, she gets knocked up. I mean, I don't know how I know how it happened, but I don't know the details. She gets knocked up while she's the WWE Raw Women's Champion. And I'm sorry. The office has to be pissed. I know they made it look like a celebration. They gave Asuka the title through the Money in the Bank, right? Cool moment for Asuka. I've always liked Asuka.
Yeah.
Becky crying, I'll be back, but I got to go be a mom. So I do not like this, and I'll probably get heat because I'll be called a baby hater, a motherhood hater. Like, and when I saw Seth Rollins walking out there and his, with his new gimmick, now I'm relating it. Oh God, he knows the position he's in. Dude, I'm sorry. Things might look peachy right now. They might have looked like they sent Becky off into the sunset until she comes back. But you know what tipped me off? You know why I think the office is probably like, you are our champion, and now this happens? Why they might be pissed, even though they want the world to think everybody's happy about this? The Shayna Baszler promo.
Yeah.
And I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it because that's how some people really feel. Again, I have no issues with Becky wanting to be a mom, okay? But when you're in a position as an entertainer and that type of physical athletic thing, you take the precautions, birth control, condoms.
Yeah.
If you want to be a mom, tell the office, be booked to lose your title, and then get written off TV and do it the right way. What's your take on this, man? I just don't like this. I wish it could have been done another way. I hate seeing wrestlers' personal lives in the forefront, this. I just don't, because I'm not trying to get with Becky, but like 12-year-old me would have maybe had a crush on Becky, and this would like ruin it for me as a fan. I'm not being perverted. I'm being realistic as a child that grew up in the 80s, 90s. Tell me your dude, this is infuriating to me. Tell me your take and what you thought about your woman's Shayna Baszler's promo. That's coming directly from the office, baby. That's my take. What do you think?
All right, so Shayna's promo, I mean, she's got to do what she's got to do to be a heel.
That's good.
And so did Seth, when Rey Mysterio came up and said congratulations and whatnot. They're still playing a role on TV. Becky is a baby face. So she's going to come out there and do what she needs to do to get some emotion out of the fans. But what you're saying is, I'm going to have to disagree with you here on this.
Go. Tell me.
All right. So
don't lean too far back because then you disappear.
So, people take females, they take birth controls, they got protection and whatnot, but you still got that 1% chance of getting pregnant,
So you're saying this is a miracle? Is that what you're telling me?
Well, okay, it's not really a miracle. Who knows if it was planned, if it wasn't planned? You could be having sex one day and next thing you know, boom, your girlfriend misses her period or whatnot, and she ends up getting pregnant. Now, Becky, the last time she wrestled was WrestleMania, which was 6 weeks ago, and that was even pre-taped. So she might have been even pregnant before then, or even after then. actually after then, you know, and then she found out that she's pregnant. And the office can't get mad at you because you got pregnant. I mean, yeah, you were the longest reigning champion, women's champion, like in a long, long time.
When has this ever happened before in the wrestling business, where a woman in the main event scene like this? The only person I can think of was Karma. Karma,
Yeah.
Awesome Kong.
Awesome Kong, yeah.
But can you? I'm just trying to put it all out there, like so we can see the frequency of this. Can you think of anything else? I mean, I can't besides Karma.
No, I'm trying to think if Maurice or Beth were pregnant at the time when they were wrestling.
I think it was after.
I think it was after. But
Maria,
anyway,
Maria wasn't really a wrestler at this point anymore.
No.
She was like a valet, right?
Yeah. She got pregnant before they released her, so no, she actually had the baby after she got pregnant, because I think they had their
most women do have the baby after they get pregnant. I know what you mean.
You know what I mean. But anyways, the thing is, yeah, you can plan for a pregnancy. I mean, you do all this stuff, but if it happens, it happens, you know? I mean, you can't get mad at somebody for getting pregnant and saying, "Oh, well, you know, you were a champ. What are we going to do now?" You know? And I did like the way they gave Asuka the title, you know? But it was funny, like, Asuka didn't feel like how heavy the briefcase was when she won it. You know, wouldn't you think? It's like, wow, this is heavy. It's not a piece.
Well, because it wasn't really in the combination. Like she did no combination. It was like it's open.
No, she just popped it open. But yeah, I mean, you, like I said, you can't really be mad at somebody for getting pregnant and then taking it out on, like, you know, possibly Seth Rollins, you know, oh yeah, your wife got pregnant, so now we're gonna take it out on you. No.
Well, it's the WWE, it's Vince McMahon, and they've done the weird stuff. There's people that work there that can vouch for this. Since day one, they hold grudges. And I'm not saying Becky was this big draw, right? I question her ability to draw since she's been the champ, and ratings have went down. And you know I'm all about Lesnar's and the Reigns, and when they're not around and numbers are down, that's because there's not enough star power. No. But it's just so weird that Becky's being promoted as, you know, the man, the whole Ric Flair thing, the whole Stone Cold thing, dominant champion, and then this is how she's going to take time off. And whether it just happened and it happened, it's, to me, it hurts. It hurts her stock, because could it help initially upon her return with a buzz? But yes. But I think the Office, if she does come back way down the road, she's going to job. Because I just look at the Shayna promo. I know it was to put Shayna over as a heel, right? And set the match up with Natty. But they could have did something else. They could have just had Shayna cut a promo on Natty and her family. And the fact that they had her say such just jarring things, and even docking Seth.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
dude. That to me screamed. I was
like, my God.
You know, in front of Becky, management might have been happy. Everything that happened on TV in front of the fans, everything looked good. But behind closed doors, Vince, some other people, he might have been like, "Oh, could she do this at a time like this when we have a pandemic?" And I couldn't have WrestleMania. She's been my champion for the last year. I put her over Rousey at WrestleMania in the main event. Damn it! I'm just saying. Yeah. That's a reality. That could very well be a reality that Becky gets in the doghouse for this. And again,
yeah, but
to me, you
could have. Let me ask you this. So, I don't understand. Like,
with great power comes
put somebody in the doghouse,
like in Spider-Man. Okay, with great power comes great responsibility. And Becky didn't seem too responsible. I mean, granted, you know, she wants to be a mom, but come on, man, you're the champ of the company.
You're saying that every time that somebody gets pregnant, like, say, work, like, you know, outside of the WWE, say, like,
it's wrestling, right? And you're a public figure. This is a different scenario. I understand, like, you could be an officer worker or a CEO and you can get pregnant, but a lot of those jobs you can work pregnant. This one you can't. And to me,
okay, so if you're saying an actress gets knocked up during the middle of a movie, well, I mean, that's a whole different story.
Yeah, because now you're altering. Now, granted, if you don't show, you can probably film the rest of the stuff. It's just, again, I'm not criticizing her getting pregnant. She has every right to do that.
Yeah.
In the position she's in, it's like, okay, if it's the 1% or the less than 1% chance you get pregnant and nothing works and you're doing all these contraceptives,
hey,
then okay. But we're never going to know that, nor do we need to.
No.
We got to
But you
assume
gotta think
these two lovebirds are loving each other and
Yeah.
they're fooling around all the time and just.
Well, look what we're done. It's a pandemic. You know what else are you gonna do at home? You know.
You're the champion, dude. I'm just sorry. You're the champion. Like this is just.
But listen.
It's just I don't know. I think it's awful in terms of.
Listen.
She has every right to get buried by the company, and like these promos with Shayna and stuff like this, she has every right to do it because it should have planned. Like you should have planned for this when you're in that position. She's not a jobber. She's not a mid-carder.
Listen.
She's not even married to Seth Rollins. Okay.
Listen.
I'm not all religious with that kind of stuff, but she's not. So to me, this is they fooled around. It's just fooling around. And oops, I'm pregnant.
So you're taking it one side of the story. What if now this is a big what if, what if her and Seth Rollins sat down and talked to Vince and said, "Hey Vince, we're planning on having a baby."
That belt would have been gone, and that would have been fine with.
Okay, what if
that belt would have been gone? They didn't do that because she had to relinquish the title. So that tells me it's more likely it just happened, right? If they planned it out, they would have. And again, if they didn't tell Vince because they were planning it but didn't tell the company, and we'll just announce it when it happens. Man, I can understand that the office will be pissed, and you're going to see more stuff like the Shayna Baszler promo, especially when Becky comes back down the road. She's going to get buried. And it's
I don't see that happening.
It's because I'm just basically calling out how WWE operates, their shady ways. And so I'm not knocking Becky again for getting pregnant. I'm knocking the thought process. Like I said, if it is the 1% or less chance that they took all the precautions, she still got pregnant, a miracle. It happened. You can't do anything about it. We're never going to know.
No.
So the problem is I feel bad for Becky of what could happen to her after she's back and the burial she could get from the office because.
Well, that's if she does decide to come back.
Well, she probably, I'm pretty sure she's going to.
I mean, you got to look at it like when Maurice got pregnant, she hasn't, the once or twice she wrestled with The Miz, Beth Phoenix, what was it, the Rumble a couple times. So, she might come back, she may not come back, and if she does, it might be like in a limited role or something like that. Because, I don't know how it is yet, but, hopefully once me and my fiance get married, we have a child of our own that, but.
Dude, and how does Becky get pregnant? Paige never did. That we know. Like Paige never said, "I'm pregnant. I got to take time off."
Paige has gone through boyfriend to boyfriend to boyfriend. And can't.
I know. And look at the Del Rio relationship.
Oh God!
It's just when you're in that business, it's like you almost just have to know you need to be gone. You need to leave it to do this thing. And so for Becky to announce that she's pregnant, and it happened, however it happened with Seth, most likely, and then she has to relinquish the title. It's just something. This is weird about this. And now my thought process of what's the office going to secretly do to sabotage her going forward, even though it seemed all hunky-dory tonight. Yeah. And that's another thing. People congratulating people they don't know. God, I hate that. Like, like it's one thing with a career accomplishment, but like, congratulations, Seth and Becky. We're happy you're going to have a baby. Like, Marks.
Well, I guess I'm a Marks, damn it. I'm a Marks.
Big J, I've known that. I don't question you for that. I let you be on videos with me. Marks! Like, I actually said, if I knew him personally, I would have made that. I don't know these people. I'm not going to say congratulations. Yeah. And I know I kind of created a shitstorm on Twitter with these what ifs, but that's what I'm here for, to create. If something looks good, I have to find the reason why it might not be. Again, Becky goes on to have a happy family with Seth. Great children. Great. But my concerns set in with the way this happened now. If she does ever come back, God, I'm going to be feeling bad for her if they shit on her. Yeah. I don't know. That's why I wanted to talk about this. Oh, any last closing statements, since we are in disagreement here about this whole situation. Now, I know you're going to be getting married soon, and you're probably thinking about having a family, which, I'm divorced, don't have a kid, and maybe that's why we're on different pages with this, right? So it's good to bring you on here and have one side of the spectrum and the other, but I'll give you one more chance to say anything about this situation. And Shayna's your girl, too, and to me,
yeah, she is.
thing of the night. Like when I heard her say that, and it didn't matter who would have said it. Anybody else could have said it, but I was like, yes, thank you. Now I hope she goes after Asuka.
Oh, I think she will go after Asuka. Not much else to say. I mean, I just want to see, like I said, if Becky comes back, good for her. Hopefully the company doesn't shit on her and say, well, you got pregnant.
Yeah, I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah.
2 years from now, whenever we get this chance to see this play out, I hope I'm wrong.
Well, because you got to think about it. We don't know how far along she is. She could, from the looks of it, she could be at least a month or two pregnant. So, you're thinking that, plus another 6 months, plus, if she decides to come back to wrestle, if she does, great for her, awesome for her. If she doesn't, well, she's had one hell of a career. She's starting like this new, like everybody likes to say, a new life journey, having this baby coming. And hopefully one day, this baby will become a professional wrestler.
Well, you're thinking really way out in the future.
I'm thinking way out there.
The daughter or son of Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch. Come on.
Yeah,
I can't even. And then even then, they'd probably get buried. And Vince would be dead, but he would make sure. I don't know, but like I like to think characters are still tough, and like when it's real life stuff gets put out there, like how I have a problem with the relationships on Twitter, wrestling. It just makes me. And again, I don't mind Seth and Becky being like, I'm not jealous or anything, to be honest with you. Asuka, good for her. She's my flavor, but it's just, I don't know. I'd like to suspend my disbelief into these wrestling characters, these TV characters, and then this reality stuff gets thrown in there. And I get it. Since the late 90s, we're in the era of reality television, so WWE's trying to mix it in and getting sympathy and empathy and emotions from the fans. But man, I don't. We didn't even get a real pregnancy from Macho and Liz back in the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Just
like you said, it's we're living in the era of reality. I mean, you watch the TV and you see the celebrities and stuff like that. They go through the same thing, and then you go watch a movie, and you're like, well, holy cow, So, like Aaron said before, I mean, if they had one Twitter for their personal life and like one for the wrestling character, but you would know.
I would not follow their real one. I would follow only their wrestling character.
The wrestler,
because I want to suspend my disbelief. We all know wrestling's staged and fake, so we have to try in our own ways to make it seem like it's legit.
Yeah.
It's still real to us, damn it. And now we got to watch like the Total Divas and the Total Bellas and.
I don't watch any of that shit. So.
Since I don't anymore either, because I don't have somebody here that watches it. So yeah, I'm off the hook with that kind of stuff. But yeah, I mean, Becky the man is now pregnant and has relinquished the Raw Women's Championship.
Now, I don't want to sound like sexist, but now she'll be Becky the MILF.
Yeah, there you go. And it's not. We have every right to think things we do and say what we feel, and whether we're right or wrong, it's opinions, and people can get over it. And if they don't like it, follow me on Twitter at @NoDQ_virtue and troll with me. Where can they find you on Twitter, Big G? Your ever-growing Twitter following fan base.
Yes, NoDQ.com/Big G. I think I might be changing that to NoDQ.com/Big Ballerg hair.
You got to do. I mean, that's
Other than that,
that's it. We're getting close to the 20-minute mark, but I thank you for coming on this week's Virtue's Brand of Wrestling right here on thebigvitobrand.com. and Andre Corbeil's site, wrestlingwithwrestling.com. I'm sure we're going to get some feedback for this video. I'll probably be the one taking all the daggers, but I'm glad to have your opposite opinion here on here, because it makes, that's what, I'm not saying I'm a journalist, but people that try to do this type of discussion, you should have the two parties, especially if you're strongly opinionated against what most people probably won't think. And so that's why I'm glad you came on here and joined me tonight. So you know where to follow Big G on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter. That's all I got. So for the BigVitoBrand.com and Andre Corbeil, we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.